What's happening, everybody? Jay Shocklast here, and my time with Lego Jurassic World is winding down. It's time to finish up with a couple of your favorite videos that I know you guys all like to enjoy watching, and this one is one of my favorites to do because it is my 10 favorite characters in the game Lego Jurassic World. So I've thought about it pretty hard, and it's actually not that difficult to pick 10. Well, actually, let me take that back. It is a little difficult to pick 10 because there's not that many to choose from. One of the big disappointments I have in maybe using this as a franchise is, as you can see from this list, there's not necessarily as many characters as there have been in other games, but a lot of them are really big stretches or very generic, like InGen Scout and InGen Hunter, InGen Mechanic. So they're not really characters that you know or have any attachment to, like Lego Marvel superheroes, where every character means something, except for a couple fillers here or there. Same thing with Lego Batman and Lego The Hobbit, Lego what are we thinking? Lego Lord of the Rings, Lego Star Wars. Pretty much every character really means a lot. I just saw Lego Jurassic World, and one of the characters that stood out was Hamada. And you barely notice the fact that this is one of the guys, and I guess this is a spoiler, but not really a big spoiler. One of the guys that's like an InGen or a ACU asset control unit guy that dies, and the only reason you know that's his name is because it shows it on the screen. So there's not a massive attachment to a lot of these characters. A lot of them are stretches that barely appear in the movie. So I don't feel like I have the same attachment, but that's okay. I mean, it's still a really, really fun game, and I think you're still going to enjoy it nonetheless. It's just one of those things where it had to be a little bit of a challenge for TT to come up with characters. So with that said, finding 10 characters, not really that difficult. I usually do some honorable mentions, and these ones are very plain. I'm obviously with Alan. I wanted to give a shout out to his Montana outfit because I don't know, out of all the outfits in the game, that's the one I could see myself wearing, minus the cowboy hat. And then of course Steven Spielberg, the guy that kind of started it all. He throws Oscars, which is kind of funny. So I kind of had to give him a shout out. Then there's the one other character that I really wanted to. I tried to get him in my top 10, but I couldn't quite fit him. That was Lowry, because I don't know. He's that sort of cool character sort of cool nerdy character in Lego Jurassic World. He bought the Jurassic Park T-shirt on eBay for a lot of money and stuff like that. So those are my honorable mentions. But let's go ahead and... Actually, no, I take that back. Lowry's number 10. Haha. So I did get him on the list. And, that's the exact reason. He throws soda cans, which is not very unique in the grand scheme of things. And you'll understand why when I get earlier on into my list. But, having now... If I hadn't seen Lego Jurassic World, I probably would have picked somebody else. But I'm glad that I finally got to watch it, and this guy is I wouldn't say he's awesome in the movie or anything by any stretch, but he's one of the few characters in the movie that I saw that I kind of related to, that I said, oh, this guy's pretty cool, I like him. So that got him to number 10 on my list, especially because he just seems like the type of person I would be. Oh, it's a cool shirt I bought on eBay, So a little shout out to the first Jurassic Park. So there you go, number 10 on my list, Lowry. Number 9 on my list, and I have to find him. Vic Hoskins, one of the bad guys of Jurassic World, and I'm gonna be honest with you, this is just the Vince D'Onofrio fan in me that is basically saying, man, Vince D'Onofrio is fantastic in literally everything he does. And I'm just a big fan of him as an actor. So therefore, it's not a very hard choice for me to pick his character in this movie. He's the bad guy in the movie, and I don't know. I'm used to like maybe his Law and Order stuff, but like just the recent roles he's had, as Vic Hoskins and as Kingpin in the Daredevil series, like he's rocking it as a bad guy. Like he's awesome, and I never really even realized he was Private Pyle in Full Metal Jacket. So yeah, pretty crazy stuff, man. Vince D'Onofrio is awesome. So number 9 on my list is Vic Hoskins. He doesn't really do much, but they're not very useful, but they're my favorite characters, so that's all that matters. Number 8 on my list for the first time ever, me. That's right, my character in this game that I created is one of my favorites. And I guess that kind of goes to show you, just kind of how, bland some of the characters can be. But, like I said, I love the Montana shirt, and I've got my ball cap going, and I can shoot stuff. So yeah, like, I feel like, created characters are definitely, worthy of pick. And I feel like, creating a character is, gives you that personal attachment to the game.
Just isn't a proper campfire.
And I don't know, I just like the way my guy looks in this game. I'm not usually like into the whole creative character. Like, I know a lot of you guys like to see how it works and everything, but that's not really my thing per se, I guess you could say. Not really something I've always been into, but nonetheless, my dude's pretty dope here. Got a little bit of a beard going, got my gun. So yeah, number 8, me. So number 7, we've got a couple costumes to choose from. It's Newman, if you ever watch Seinfeld. Dennis Nedry. I love the way that they make him run. He's like a total goofball, and you kind of have to respect that. Nedry is like one of the bad guys, sort of, in the first Jurassic Park movie, and he's got 3 costumes here. He's got those 2, and raincoat. Nope. Costa Rica. Yeah, so there he is. He's got 3 costumes. Now, one thing I'm having a hard time with is trying to figure out how there's an achievement that you get throwing a can at somebody, but every time I throw a can, it seems to like soar over their head, and I can't seem to like get him to throw it at a person. I've tried to manipulate it, but it doesn't lock on. Maybe you have to go to a level and find a bad guy to do it. So anyway, Nedry Newman. He's my number 7. So we're starting to get down into here's number 6. As you're gonna see for the next pretty much 4 characters, I'm not picking them necessarily because of what they do in the game. I'm picking them because of who they are. And number 6, we have Ray Arnold, and that is because he is played in Jurassic Park by none other than Mace Windu himself, Samuel L. Jackson. Who does not love Samuel L. Jackson? If you do, get off my damn channel, because Samuel L. Jackson is the mofo, as he would probably say. So yeah, man, gotta love the Sam. Samuel L. Jackson is absolutely one of my favorites. I mean, Nick Fury. There's just so many quotes from Samuel L. Jackson. We could talk about snakes on the plane. We could say, this is a tasty burger. Say what again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you, mother. Say what one more goddamn time. I mean, there's so many classic lines Samuel L. Jackson has over the years, and I don't know. I just think he's fantastic. So when you can play as his character in this game, even though I'm pretty sure he bites the dust in Jurassic Park, it's just really cool. So try to keep this as PC as possible, or PG as possible. But how do you do that with Samuel L. Jackson? I mean, pretty sure he has rated R written on his forehead. So number 6, Ray Arnold. So number 5, usefulness, and because of who he is, Jeff Goldblum's character, Ian Malcolm. I don't know, like back when Jurassic Park came out originally, I want to say 13. I was in 7th grade. Because I remember it was either the 7th or 8th grade. I remember doing a book report on it because Michael Crichton wrote the book, and it was like a summer reading thing, and I actually did read the book. I owned the book, but I just felt like it would be easier to like buy some of the toys and use that as props for my book report and everything. And I remember getting an A on it. So, but yeah, during that time, Jeff Goldblum was kind of like, I feel like that was like his heyday, like his height. He had Jurassic Park, then he had Independence Day, and some of his other movies. I'm not saying he's not doing anything good now, but like, he was a rock star right at that point. He was doing pretty well for himself, and I don't know. I just love the way he portrayed his character. He had that like kind of cockiness to him. So he's got a couple costumes. He is useful in this game because he's one of the few characters that does the flares. Here's his Survivor where he's all Fabio with the open chest, whatnot. There he is pouring a drink in the background. There's Isla Sorna, which is basically the same thing, just with a red vest instead and no glasses. And I think that's it for his costume. Oh, nope, San Diego, where he switches for the brown jacket and the black shirt. Scotch, scotch, scotch. Pour it in my belly. So, yeah, Ian Malcolm weighs in at number 5. So, number 4, this is one of my most used characters in the game, and that is Barry, played by Omar Sy. And, I guess there's plenty of characters that can, use a gun and everything. I like characters that use a gun because, as you can see, as you shoot things, it just pulls the studs in for you. You don't have to worry about running around and collecting them. So just, I don't know, it's the lazy person in me. It's just such a lazy thing to have to do. So, yeah. So, and I guess the reason why I like Barry is because Omar Sy played Bishop in the last X-Men movie. So, there's that Marvel kind of factor too. So he's pretty cool. And having seen the movie, I appreciate his character as, Owen Grady's kind of sidekick, if you will. So number 4 is Barry. Speaking of Owen Grady, Barry's sidekick, guess who number 3 on my list? That is right. It is Chris Pratt himself, Owen Grady, and I'll tell you, I didn't really think Jurassic World was that great per se, but he's one of the few saving graces for when he's in it. He's got a little bit of air of confidence in him. He's not his typical Chris Pratt self, but at the same time, he kind of is. Got that, smarmy kind of, smug, goofy, yet goofy, attitude. I didn't think this was, I don't know, I didn't hate the movie, but I didn't think it was great. It was kind of weird. In the other Jurassic Parks, it was so new, so it was oh, the dinosaurs, they're so awesome. And, they made kind of reference to that a couple times in the movie, as to why the theme park needed the genetically enhanced ones. Actually, that was a big reason right there why he's in it too. So I'm going to let him just sit here alone. It was, everybody's seen the dinosaurs now, so, now you have to create new dinosaurs. Well, that didn't translate in the movie for me. I mean, Indominus Rex was kind of cool, but I don't know. I guess maybe just the way he handled the raptors was kind of cool. And there he is, this blue. And I love that. And his face is just very Chris Pratt as well. So it's really tough not to love this character in the game. And Chris Pratt is just such a lovable human being as it stands on his own. I don't know. His character did a good job in the movie. Like, he did a good job as his character in the movie, as opposed to a lot of the others. But I don't know. I think mostly because this is Chris Pratt. And somebody made a comment in one of the videos like, "Oh, why does everybody call him Chris Pratt in every video? It's Owen Grady. His character has a name in the movie. It's Owen Grady." I think I've established that I pretty much call everybody by their real name. Like Barry, I never call him Barry. I always call him Omar Sy. I always say his whole name. And for me, Ray Arnold, I'm like, okay, that's Samuel L. Jackson. And even for Dennis Nedry, I don't even remember what his real name is, but like, I always just say Newman. But yeah, man, I think Chris Pratt, he gets props in his own right. So I don't remember the name Owen Grady as much as I remember, hey, it's Chris Pratt. So Chris Pratt / Owen Grady, number 3 on my list. He actually has one other costume that you get as DLC. You have to buy it. That is his bike outfit. When he's riding his bike with his pet raptors. So, anyway, number 2 on my list, and I'm not going to lie, it's kind of a 1A and a 1B for different reasons. But I ended up putting him at number 2, and I'll explain why when I get to number 1. Number 2 is Mr. DNA. This is your tour guide at Jurassic World. And, I just think he's a really cool looking character. He does dive into the dinosaur doo-doo. He can work on different, panels and stuff like that. The only thing I wish he could do, and obviously no character in this game can do, I wish he could fly. He looks like he should be able to fly. But just a really fun, fantastic character. He's really the most unique character in the game in that regard because he's the only one that's just, other than the dinosaurs, that's just not an actual person, So it's really hard not to look at him and say, oh, Mr. DNA is really awesome. You get him by beating the game. So there's that. And yeah, man, Mr. DNA. Number 2 on my list. Now, number 1 on my list, I am probably the only person that will do a top 10 video that is going to put this person even on their list, let alone number 1. And I don't know, this is a personal thing, but Billy Brennan is my number 1. And I'll tell you why. First of all, it's a cool looking character. I don't know, he's kind of a cool looking guy. Number 2, he's got the parachute. And I use the parachute often. I know there's other characters that have the parachute, but he's like really the first one you get your hands on. And it really works out well. I don't know, it's just, you need the parachute. And it really works out for you when you use him with the parachute. Well, not just him, but like when you use the parachute in general. So, I just love the parachute. Plus, he's got the camera. So there's 2 skills that not very many characters have, and he's got them, and he's kind of got a cool look. So, excuse me. This was my most used character in the game, and that is why he is number 1 on my list. So I'd love to know who your 10 favorite characters are on your list. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think. And Billy Brennan. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. and we will see you later. Peace.